Alright, so hey guys, sorry about that. I'm trying to get y'all behind there. So what we're doing today, my mom's got this 100-year-old, well, one of the things I'm doing today. Mom's got about 100-year-old handmade, we'll call it credenza or dresser or nightstand, whatever it's called. And what the shelves have, are threaded with brass pins. There's one of them. So there's the threads and there's the pin. This is an 8mm here, and this is an M7x1 thread. What we're doing is I'm got them chucked up in the lathe because I couldn't find any on the internet, and the stores definitely don't have these. Well, considering I couldn't find any on the internet, I figured there's no stores that have them, let alone have actual solid brass instead of brass plated. This is the original one, so it's M7x1, and it is 20.8 millimeters long, and the threads are 6.6 millimeters deep. Deep. So I got my M7x1 die here. Now when you see me using this, you'll see it might be like offset like that. That's because this doesn't fit, it rocks in there, and this is not a perfectly straight casting. It's a really cheap die from a really cheap die set. I should be using the other one, but I don't feel like grabbing the other one. But I'm just showing y'all how to make these real quick. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 made up right now, and I need 12. So I'm gonna stick this back in here. This is my thread gauge. That's how I figured out what size it was, and I just keep it on there for now. I already got my bit here set up to the depth of cut I need to take off, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you here. So I try to do 2 at a time. Well, I try to cut 2 each time I move it. So I got this piece of towel on here, and that's just so it doesn't mar up the brass here. We're gonna move it about that far out. Let's see, yeah. I'm about to have to switch. I think I'm gonna have to switch over to another rod for the third and last one. There's that. Now we're gonna take our file, and we'll take this little burr off from the last one and kind of cut that there. And then we're gonna mark it, and I'll show you all that in a second. We're gonna use my calipers for marking, and since I already know the sizes, it goes pretty fast. But here we go. There we go. There's that done. We're gonna come in with our bit. A little too hard. Hear that chatter? We're gonna put a little bit of oil on this. We're going to mark our placement. So here's where our threads go. We're moving to 20.8. There we go. Now we're all marked. I'm going to come back in. Should have done that before I started, but oh well. Now, it being so long, it has a little bit more chatter. There we go. Let that off, come back in. I'm using the carbide tip. And this is brass, so it flexes really easily. There we go. There we go. Move this down out of the way. We'll shove it off, grab that, wait for it, and then stick it on there. Alright, it's started on there. We're going to put a little bit of oil because you heard that little squeak. It means the threads need some oil. Alright. And that squeaking's gone because, ow. That was fun. Broke my fingernail there. Now when you're putting this on here like this, what I just did, if you're not comfortable with doing that, do not do it. It may look like this thing's moving real fast, but when I stick it on there, it's only moving a probably like 20 RPM or so. And there's that done. We're gonna take our little rag. Oh, we can't. It doesn't reach this time. We're gonna check the threads. Okay, and we have this mark here. We're gonna turn it back on. And don't do this also if you're not comfortable with it. We're gonna take our metal cutting saw here, and we're gonna cut this off right quick. Got some sweat on me. Sweat's killing me. Now before we go any further, this is a triangular file here. Don't mind the way it's shaped. It's meant to be used like this. You all come in here. Right around there with the two corners, and we're all finish it up. I'm moving it like this so it doesn't get, so the blade doesn't get worn down in an odd spot or something. And you'll be able, that felt like it was almost done. I'll take a little bit more. You'll feel a wobble, and it's about ready to come off, or you'll see it. We're going to turn it off. Wait for it to stop, of course. And there we go. There's one done. And we got two more to go. So I'm just going to go through it right quick without explaining anything. But here we go. We're going to make one more out of this, and then we're going to move it again. So I'm going to start. Make sure you don't hit your chuck up, obviously. But you see how it's not making that chatter? Just put that oil on there to help it a little bit. Keep an eye on my chuck. There we go. And I off real quick. Take another time. Because brass flexes are real easy. There's a solid brass. Alright, we're good. You play it off, put it forward, slow down. Put it on there. I think that might have. We'll see what this looks like here in a second. That might have been too much taken off. But you see how it's like at an odd, funky angle? That's just because of the thing. All right, that looks really good. We're gonna take this and we're gonna turn it back on, turn it off. Remember, don't do this if you're not comfortable doing it. Keep your clothes away from the chuck. Notice how I'm not like leaning all the way over. You don't need to lean, you just need to see right there. Notice someone's gonna give me crap about not having my shirt tucked in. I don't wear baggy clothing, so it's not a problem for me. But even when I'm right here, my shirt is like a good almost. It's actually almost about a foot away from my arm. My shirt's almost about a foot away from the chuck. Well, about 6 inches from the outside here, and about 8 inches from the outside here to about a foot from there. But there we go. There is another one done, and we're gonna check this right quick just to make sure. Let me get this. Come on. Go where I want you to. Clean this off some. Has a little bit of stuff on it. So I'll take our sandpaper. Spill. I don't think one of those will spill. I don't know. There we go. I had to sand it down a little bit. So we got 3, 6, 9, 11. We have 11 so far, so we need to make one more. I don't know if I'll have to switch rods here in just a second. Let's find out. Need to make me a new key. Probably just shorten this one because it's getting rounded out right there. A little bit more. I don't know why I even took that out. Alright, I think we'll get my last one out of this one piece. I bought 4 of these. They were $18 for the lot on Amazon. These are 8mm, so $18.01 after tax. So yeah, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and mark again and go for it. Remember, keep in mind where your truck is. This will be our last one. On the ball, put this on. You see, when it's short like that, it's not really any chatter. Keep on your truck. Turn this off. Not throwing them off too easily. And you see how it made that? I don't know if y'all can see that. But that's how much the brass reflects, and it's only a few thousandths, but it makes a difference. Alright, there we go. Put a little sample on there to see if it helps out. We might have made that too short. I mean, too thin. Nope, it looks looking good. But see how it looks like it's wobbling or it's off center? That's just how it sits inside there. Let's see. Let's check this out. Yeah, I'm actually gonna redo that. I don't like how it came out. So we're gonna turn it off and turn it on. We're just gonna saw this off. But I was actually taking to cut it off. I was cutting each one off like this with my little cutoff wheel, my air powered one, but it just made it too thick. This handsaw I'm using is about half the thickness, so we're gonna loosen this up. Where'd I put my chuck? Where'd I put it? So we're gonna move this out slightly. Check in here. Yep, there we go. So that's the end of it right there. So I'm actually going to see how far I actually need to move it in. So we're gonna measure it. This is why I like, if you see me hand starting it, I have that on purpose. I like to be able to easily move my entire system, and when it's really taut, it makes this really stiff because it goes to a gear driven. Well, it is belt driven from this gear up here that is on this pulley that goes down below onto the motor. I got it set at the highest speed. But after you put all this weight together, if you put some tension on it, it makes it even harder. It's putting tension back here more, but I prefer a light motor on here, and I have a big motor right now, so I don't like having too much weight on there, so that's why I like having it loose. That's just me. Then we're gonna take this. We got our mark. We will see if I can get away with this. So we're on tighten. I think we're gonna tighten that up a little bit more. I keep saying we. I don't know why. I've always said we. It's just me out here. It's just me, myself, and I. All right, let's see if we can get away with this here. So we're gonna go through them. Before I do that, mark this again. You might be wondering, why am I going so fast in some areas and not in others? That's just the brass can be harder in other spots. So we're gonna come down actually a little bit more. So like this spot, it could be harder than that spot, and so on and so forth. A little bit more. But like I can move this thing all over the place. That's how much wobble it has. Like even if I tighten this, it's still gonna have to do that. But it's a super cheap cast die holder that I got a long time ago, many years ago. So it was my first one. So, and I just haven't thrown it out. Don't know why. I just haven't. Sentimental value, I guess. You know how that sentimental value goes. There we go. We already got our other one marked. I always feel like this is the most time-consuming part. Don't know why. I just feel like. If you wonder why I put my hand like this, it's because if I put my hand like this and I go too low, my hand's gonna get whacked by the chuck. If you wonder why I do that, I haven't had it happen yet, but I'm afraid of getting whacked by the chuck, so that's why I just go ahead and just keep my fingers away from the chuck like this. So if you see me going like this, it's because I don't want to go like this and my fingers get going like just taking off. Let's go. There we go. But yeah. And here is, if I can get them all in my hand. Here's all of them. These are all exactly the same, or as close as I can to being exactly the same. And it took me one rod, which was really nice. That means I got 3 leftovers I can use for whatever else. That's what I have enough, just enough left that if I really wanted to, I could probably make another one. And these are 12 inches, so the only reason I was able to get 12 of these is because these are just under 21 millimeters each. After you put the saw in and that, it's right there at 21 millimeters or 21.5 millimeters. That's the leftover, and I actually screwed up on 2 of these threads, so these threads got cut off twice and I still ended up with that much extra. But I'm gonna use this as like a dowel or something, just fine. But yeah, that's how you make threads on lathe. Don't forget the towel, but like you can see all the brass right here. It's kind of neat. It's nice and fluffy. I'm gonna go wash my hands and get this brass off me and this grease off me and wash these here, and we will be done. I was hoping my brother was going to visit my mom today, but we were not. I did not get these done soon enough, so he already left, so she's gonna get these next time. But y'all have a good one. Thanks. Bye.